This story was about hybrid people or born from a human and a strange creature parents. One of them was the boy named Kaba-ne, also known as Doratabo in their village. Since he was a baby, his mother left him to his aunt. His aunt made him a helper to work in the farm and to take care of the animals. One day, a detective named Inugami was invited by Kaba-ne's aunt to investigate the deaths of their farm animals that were probably attacked by a monster. Inugami specialized in investigating this kind of incidents. Then he saw Kaba-ne busy working on the farm, so he called him. When he was bathing that night, Kaba-ne's cousin, Yataro, offered to clean his back. They both talked about Kaba-ne, and from what he heard from Yataro, Inugami became curious about the boy. So the next day, Inugami asked Kaba-ne to bring his food so he could talk to him. They talked about the deaths of the farm animals. Kaba-ne told him that the internal organs of all dead animals were missing. And because he was always assigned to dispose the dead bodies of animals the next morning, he noticed that the attacks usually happened after new moon. So it was possible that in the next new moon something like this would happen. While Inugami waited for the next new moon, he helped Kaba-ne on its farm works. One time, Inugami asked about Kaba-ne's necklace. Kaba-ne told him that he had been wearing it since he was a baby and it might belong to his parents. So Inugami asked him if he still wanted to find his parents. Kaba-ne replied that he had never thought about it before, but if given a chance he wanted to see them. The new moon arrived. Kaba-ne was outside when Yataro approached him and was furious of him for some reason. When Yataro took off his necklace, Kaba-ne punched him. Suddenly, Kaba-ne's appearance changed into a monster-like creature. Yataro was horrified and quickly ran away. When Kaba-ne grabbed his necklace, he immediately returned to his human form. At that moment, Inugami approached Kaba-ne, but he was told to go away. Kaba-ne told him that he was a dangerous monster and that he might be the one responsible to the death of the animals in the farm. So Inugami showed his tail that surprised Kaba-ne. He explained about the kemonos or the strange creatures. He said that other kemonos even had their children with humans because of their deep involvement with them. So Inugami thinks Kaba-ne was a hanyo or half-human and half-ghoul or bloodless demon. And the necklace he was wearing was what stopped his thirst as a monster and prevented him from attacking people. So he believed that Kaba-ne was not the one who attacked the animals. While Yataro was trying to enter their warehouse, he was suddenly attacked by two monsters. Fortunately, Inugami and Kaba-ne came to his rescue and immediately killed the monsters. In the distance there was another monster that also attacked them. Inugami shot it with his gun, but it was not affected by it. Using Kaba-ne's strength, he killed it by removing the monster's head. While they were walking home, Inugami told him the real reason why Kaba-ne's aunt invited him in the farm. Inugami pointed his gun at him and said that his aunt had known Kaba-ne's true identity ever since his mother left him. And because of what happened to the animals, she was bothered and decided to order someone to kill him. Kaba-ne understood his aunt's reason, so he accepted his death. After Inugami took Yataro to their house, he told its aunt that he would bring Kaba-ne's body and dispose it properly so that no one else would know. While they were on their way, Kaba-ne woke up and was confused because he should be dead by now. Inugami informed him that ghouls don't die and kemono's wounds heal quickly compared to humans. Inugami took Kaba-ne to Tokyo to his office where he met Shiki and Akira, who were surprised to see him. Then Inugami further explained to Kaba-ne the services provided by his agency. They were known as Kemonoists and Kaba-ne was also offered to join them. Like Kaba-ne, Shiki was also a hanyo. Since Shiki was doubtful of Kaba-ne, he demanded to know why Inugami wanted him to join the group. He even wanted to try Kaba-ne's skill. So one time, using his silk he put a trap on the corridor and it caught Kaba-ne's feet. Because this silk could not be easily removed by an ordinary kemono, Kaba-ne forced to pull his leg until it injured him. Shiki was surprised when he saw the fast healing of Kaba-ne's wound. One day, they were requested to do a job in a certain residence. When they took a look at the situation, Akira was surprised by the amount of insects she saw that surrounded the bodies of those people inside the room. Inugami said that these insects are called sansichu. Shiki tried to make a spider webs for the insects, but these creatures just ate them. So Kaba-ne volunteered that he would be the one to enter the room. Since Inugami knew the ability of someone like Kaba-ne, he immediately agreed. After Kaba-ne entered, he was approached by these insects. As an immortal demon, Kaba-ne has no blood, so he was invulnerable to their attacks. He also could not feel pain, and although he has the emotion of fear, it had disappeared while he was under the care of his aunt. When Kabani raised the object where the insects gathered, Inugami switched on the light and the insects quickly disappeared. It turned out to be a pair of shoes which Inugami suspected that might be acquired from stealing. He said that one of Sansichu's favorite things was mistakes done by people and they felt it on the shoes. One of the victims and a family member informed them what happened before and until the Sansichus came out. Because of what Kaba-ne witnessed regarding the presence of parents, he asked Inugami if there was any hope for him to see his parents if he worked for him. The next day Inugami sent Kaba-ne to Inari, who was a superintendent in the police department, so he could introduce himself as a new member of Inugami's agency. Before they left, Inugami gave something to Kaba-ne and told him that it was a lucky charm. When they arrived at the police station they were greeted by Kan, who was a kitsune and Inari's assistant. Then she took Kaba-ne to the meeting room where Inari was waiting. She immediately asked to see Kaba-ne's necklace, which they call the life stone. Once Inari got hold of the stone, Kan suddenly cut off Kaba-ne's head and they placed it in the suitcase. Inari ordered Kan to take the suitcase to her room, then attacked Shiki and Akira. Kan went to Shiki and Akira and pretended to be Kaba-ne, but they found out immediately when Kan got angry because of the sudden change of her face. Kan immediately attacked them, and even though the station was on fire, the people there did not notice it because of the illusion done by Inari to the people. Shiki snatched the suitcase that Kan was carrying. When they opened it, Akira fainted when they were surprised to see Kaba-ne's talking head. While Kan was doing her attacks, they managed to climb up the stairs. Kaba-ne begged Shiki to throw his head at Kan for he would beat her. When Shiki threw Kaba-ne's head to Kan, it bit her that made her unconscious and the fire disappeared at the same time. After that, Kaba-ne's entire body returned to normal. When they left the station, Inugami met them, who seemed already knew that this was going to happen. Inari was furious when she found out that she got a fake life stone. It turned into the lucky charm that Inugami gave to Kaba-ne. On their way back, Inugami explained to Kaba-ne how their signage helped them respond to a client who sought help that were related to a kimono. He added that its light attracted kimonos as well as people with the power of a kimono. At that moment Kan came, who wanted to get Kaba-ne back, but she suddenly lost consciousness. After they fed her, she got her strength back. A man came in and they knew it was a new job because this man smelled like a kimono. According to this client, he was in love with someone who just like him, but he was having a hard time talking to her. Since this job had something to do with love, Inugami decided to bring Kan along because she's a woman and she could be helpful. He added that once this job was done, he would give Kaba-ne's head to Kan in exchange for helping him. But Akira was asked to stay and help with Inugami's office work. When they finished their work, Inugami made Kan close her eyes. He took some fruit from the fridge and made it into Kaba-ne's head. Then gave it to Kan as he promised. While in the bathroom, Akira got scared when he saw a cockroach. Kaba-ne came and helped in throwing it away. Akira admired Kaba-ne and decided to become its apprentice. When Inugami gave Kaba-ne a mission, Akira volunteered to come along. Their mission was in the Shibuya River and they would investigate the cause of construction workers' death. While they were walking along the Shibuya River, Akira mentioned about his twin. The reason why he decided to work with Inugami was to find his sibling. They lived in a village in the mountains of Aomori. Almost all who lived there were women, and hundreds of years would pass before a man could be born. He thought that this might be the reason why their villagers have a strange view on the two of them who were both boys and twins. Kaba-ne would like to see Akira's power in turning the river's water into ice. But Akira was suddenly attacked by the frog kimono that lived there. It attacked again, but Inugami came to their rescue and defeated the frog kimono. Because Inugami looked like a tanuki, they were not able to recognize him. It brought blood and a letter with instructions and information about frog kimonos. The letter said that they can use the blood to attract the kimonos to come out. They had to finish them off so these creatures could no longer attack and kill other people. They spilled the blood on the water, and the frog kimonos came out to attack them. While Kaba-ne and Inugami were fighting against the kimonos, Akira suddenly released his true power and defeated all the frog kimonos. Back home, while Kabane was cleaning, he was suddenly pulled by a hand from a room. Inugami could not find him, so he thought that Kabane had gone to Mihai's room, who was a vampire. He was Inugami's assistant in everything related to technology while running the agency. Since he had been alive for a long time, he already knew a lot about almost everything. He also had so much strength that even Kabane could not defeat when they had an arm wrestling. While Kabane was outside to buy for their dinner, he thought about Mihai's overwhelming strength. Kan suddenly fell from the tree that startled Kabane. Then they talked about the new kitsune that was Inari's new assistant. Suddenly Kabane asked Kan to spar with him and defeated her. Meanwhile, Inugami was surprised when Mihai suddenly came out of his room. Mihai told him about the injury he received from Kabane after the hand wrestling. He also did something on Inugami's laptop and accepted a job. So when Kabane returned, the others were already discussing the mission with Mihai while Inugami was locked up in its room. Their mission was about a company with a case of 16 employees who committed suicide in the area 3 years ago. But in the very next year, there was no such case recorded about what happened. Their mission was to find out the mystery of the sudden zero-out record related to this case. With Mihai's magnum, Kabane and Shiki entered the company's plant. Shiki saw the employees looked suspicious, as if they were being forced to work there. One of these workers could not take it anymore, so he went out to escape. But the manager, named Reika, stopped him. She took the employee to a room and was suddenly attacked by Erika, the mosquito kimono. Shiki was surprised when the employee got up and went back to work like nothing happened. This mosquito kimono was called Kananba, which did not only suck blood but also the human's brain, so the employees there were out of their senses. Shiki decided to retreat and told Kabane that they could not fight these 3 kimonos. But Mihai did not like Shiki's being overcautious because it made him bored since no action was happening. So he repeatedly bumped his magnum on the wall in order for Reika to hear it. Erika picked it up and quickly hid it when Reika and Momoka arrived. After they left, Erika came back and saw Shiki in the area. She was about to attack Shiki, but the magnum that she hid in her clothes released electricity that knocked her down. Seeing the reaction on Shiki's face, this made Mihai even more excited to play with them. So Mihai sent Kabane and Akira into the building to help Shiki. Momoka blocked them, but she was defeated by the 2 immediately. When Erika stood up, Shiki also managed to defeat her with his silks. Just a few minutes after they arrived at Shiki's location, Reika arrived. They were surprised when she suddenly sucked the brains of Erika and Momoka. They fought Reika, but she managed to capture Kabane. Shiki and Akira were not able to help after Reika shoved them away while holding Kabane. Mihai advised Kabane to use his power as a kimono. Kabane followed his advice, then his hair and eyes changed colors and got the strength to tear off Reika's hands. Kabane felt the great power in his body and he could control it this time because of the lifestone he was wearing. Inugami talked to Kabane after Mihai released him and ordered them to leave the building. Suddenly Nobumeru came by Inari's order. When he came close to Reika, he burned her until she turned into ashes. And he did the same to Erika and Momoka so that there would be no evidence left that had anything to do with the kimono. The next day Shiki talked to Inugami about what he said the other day regarding the informations he got about his parents. They went to the place where Shiki was born and saw a girl staring at him. Shiki's uncle was with them and he told him a sad news about the death of his parents. While they were taking a bath, Nobumeru came and invited them to take a tour of the place. When Shiki saw a tree, he remembered that it was one of the signs he had made before on going to his mother. He immediately followed all the signs that the others followed him. They went to a house where he saw his mother being experimented. Then Nobumeru told them that his mission was to investigate Shiki's uncle and the healing silk or golden spider web in this laboratory. Shiki remembered all the days since he and his mother were separated because of what his uncle had done. Because of this, he decided to end his uncle's life. Inugami went to Shiki's uncle and asked him to come, for they were going to talk about something. Shiki's uncle told him all about what he did to Shiki's mother. But Shiki's uncle did not know that Shiki was on the phone line listening to what his uncle was saying. Out of rage, he immediately attacked his uncle with his silks. Then Akira also came. But he was suddenly attacked by monsters, so Inugami saved him. Because of this, he got injured from the attack with venom, causing him to unable use his power. Shiki's uncle told them that these creatures were Shiki's siblings. They were the results of his experiment on Shiki's mother. Shiki lost the strength to fight and just cried. Fortunately, Kabane came but was angry at what he heard and its effect on his friend. The biggest monster also came, but Kabane defeated it. Inugami and Akira were surrounded by monsters. Suddenly the girl they saw, whose name was Aya, came. She took Inugami to a river and the water healed his wound. After that, they quickly went to where the others were located. Aya wanted to know from their uncle where he hid the cocoon he made. But their uncle denied the information and told them that Aya was the golden webbing and perfectly created from his repeated experiments. With Mihai's help, they found out that Shiki's uncle hid it in the mountains of Kinshigo. Aya immediately went to it and Shiki followed her. Once up there, Shiki saw that his mother was the one inside the cocoon that Aya was looking for. Aya knew for a long time that she was still alive. Aya and Shiki took their mother to safety while Nobumeru ended the life of their abusive uncle. They went to the hospital owned by Ohana. She had the ability to cure a kimono, and it's where they treated Shiki's mother. While Shiki and Aya were talking, their mother woke up and happily recognized her children. After the happy reunion, Aya decided to build her own clinic and worked with Ohana. Aside from that, she also signed a contract with Inugami. One day, they had a new mission for Kabane. Since Akira and Shiki could not be with him, he was joined by Aya and Kan. Aya was able to easily solve the problem of the kimono that was causing trouble, so they were able to get back immediately. With Akira's daily failures at home and in their missions, he decided to leave Inugami's agency so that he would no longer be a burden to them. Here he met his twin Yui. And while they were looking for a place to stay, Akira mentioned that he wanted to live in an ice castle, so Yui immediately made it for him. Yui went out to find food and he left Akira inside and locked the door. While Akira was not with them at home, they realized Akira's true value, so Kabane encouraged Shiki that they should find him. Suddenly, Inugami saw the photo of the ice castle on social media. They went to it and saw that there were already a lot of curious people around it. Yui came out and he was about to get rid of the people with his power, but Inugami shot him. Then they saw what looked like a life stone in Yui's body, which according to Inugami was a null stone. Akira used his stuffed toy, that could become a projector. It could also see the temperature of a person's body. Akira observed about something strange on Yui's chest. When Yui returned inside, he led Akira downstairs and Akira was shocked to see his friends covered in ice. Akira's stomach could not handle what he saw, so Yui went out again to get a plant that would heal Akira. The stuffed toy told him that the three of them were still alive because of their constant temperatures. After Yui returned, Akira begged him to bring him water and salt for his bath. While Akira was waiting for Yui, Kabane was released from the ice. In order to save them from Yui, Akira lied to Kabane that he no longer wanted to go back to them in the agency. After Yui returned, Akira immediately told him that they should leave there, which Yui immediately followed. Using the salt that Yui brought, the stuffed toy told Kabane to pour it on his friends. Then Inari came suddenly and offered Kabane to work with her to get the null stone because it would help him find his parents. While they were walking, Yui sensed Nobumeru, so he immediately locked up his sibling and the two of them fought. Inugami talked to Kabane using the stuffed toy and told him to save Akira, so Kabane left immediately. When he arrived, he saw Yui and Nobumeru still fighting in the forest. Nobumeru told Kabane that he thought of a way to counter Yui's ice by joining their powers. But it was still not enough to break Yui's ice armor, so Kabane asked Nobumeru to increase the power of the fire on his body. Nobumeru knew that Kabane's body would give in immediately, but according to Kabane, he could endure it even for a while. After Nobumeru increased his firepower, Kabane repeatedly attacked Yui until his ice broke and melted. Before Kabane gave his final attack, Akira got in his way. Yui's body gave in from overusing the null stone's power. Akira got worried and tried to remove the null stone from Yui's body. While doing it, he saw Yui's memories and how he got the null stone from their village. Kabane approached them and used his life stone to help so they could remove the null stone from Yui. When Inari arrived, she saw that the life stone and the null stone became one. She picked it up and when Inugami arrived she returned it to Kabane. Then together with Nobamaru, they immediately left the area. They took Yui to the Ohana hospital and when he woke up, they talked about the kimono incident that caused the kimono stones to be created. Kimono stones were created to balance of power and prevent conflicts between them and humans. He also added that only strong kimonos had this. So Yui concluded that Kabane's parent might be a kimono chief because of the life stone he owned. This is where our story ends. I hope you like it and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss new uploaded videos. Thank you for watching.